if you look at just the power they have, YouTube is just way ahead of everything, and it's really scary when you think of how little like Twitch is going through on things. So again, Ninja moving just gave people the visibility. He's trying to tell people what he sees. He sees that Twitch doesn't have a long-term plan.
What's up, everybody? I am Velokk_TV, and this is the StreamKey Podcast, the only podcast where you say "blaze up" at the end of it. I think that's an official thing. So I'm the new host. I'm Fat Green Cord. Obviously, it's me, and so we're taking over. You know, we kicked Green Cord out for a fatter version, a much more handsome and fatter version, which is me. But I have three amazing guests here today. We're going to start off with SpartanBL, because he's never been an actual guest on the show. He's been on to ask some questions for sure, though. So Spartan, tell us about yourself, man.
Well, I started streaming probably 2 years ago now, just about started in December, I think 2 years ago, right after I had knee surgery. So I kind of needed something to do. Yes, no step on snack. I don't do a lot of streaming myself on my own personal channel, but I do like to, hang out with the true charity events, stuff like that. And I like to hang out with the community, and it's always fun to talk with people, and yeah.
Awesome, man. So where can people find you when you do stream?
You can find me at twitch.tv/SpartanBL.
All right. And what do you normally like when you do stream? What are you playing?
Normally some COD, some stuff on my PC. I like to play Jackbox too.
Okay.
Just FPS or some variety stuff. Nothing too crazy. I'm not like tied down to one certain game.
Awesome. All right, DonTranX, the next guest. How you doing today, man?
Yo, I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm great. You
nervous?
No, definitely not.
Yeah. So those of you guys that don't know me, I'm DonTranX. You can find me at DonTranX on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and all that good stuff. I mainly stream FPS games, a lot of Rainbow Six. So if you guys are ever bored, come watch me be really bad at video games. Sometimes I do just chatting and complain about Twitch a lot. I also do it here as well on the podcast, but it's another story.
All right. And then we got Sadomi over here, the saddest of homies. When are you going to be a happy homie, by the way?
Oh, homie, I'm always happy. That's just how I am. See, it's more of like, you can call me Domi if you really want to, but
okay.
That works too.
Probably not for me, dude.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so. Say that one. We're gonna edit that part out.
All right. Anyways, my name's Sadomi. I am a streamer going through a redemption arc currently. So if you've seen any amazing stories of people who are at the bottom going to the top, that is me. My goal is to show you how to go from zero to career, and that's what I stream. We do a lot of self-improvement, a lot of in-depth questions, and we just like to think and explore our brains. We are a big brain over at the Sadomi TV channel. You can catch me at twitch.tv/Sadomi or on Twitter at Sadomi_TV. And I'm on this podcast pretty often, so,
The flex. All right. So we got a few topics today. I wanted to start with the first one. There was a clip that got posted on Twitter that kind of blew up a little bit by Peril Axtel. I know I'm butchering that name, but it was about Backseat Gaming. She was streaming some Jedi Fallen Order, and one of her viewers had told her that if she didn't want people to backseat game, she shouldn't stream herself playing the video games. And I wanted to know what you guys thought about that. As streamers, how do you handle backseat gaming? Like, do you allow it in your channel?
Yeah. So I personally, I don't like backseat gaming, I don't like backseat gaming, backseat driving. I hate all that stuff, But, there are some days where, they'll tell me do this. And I'll be like, okay, it really depends on your mood, But I personally don't like backseat gaming, I have taken two approaches to it. One, I tell them to screw off, that's one, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. But usually I'm just like, you know what, today, guys, sometimes I'll be like, yo, use this op, do this, attack this on R6, And then I'll be like, you know what, that sounds good, but maybe I'll do it next time, So there are two ways to really approach this. One, you can be mean, and one, you can just be politically correct and nice about it. Generally, I try and be nice about it, because, your viewers are kind of like what make you, and you should be appreciative of every viewer, But as a streamer, you do sign up for this, right? Like you do sign up for a lot of this backseat gaming, a lot of roasting, a lot of all kinds of stuff. I just saw stream, but you do sign up for
lose my job.
Sorry. Monka S right now, dude.
Go on, man. Sorry.
But yeah, it's really, as a streamer, you sign up for a lot of stuff. It's a lot of badgering, backseat gaming, but over time, the more you stream, you kind of find your own style and how you want to handle certain situations. This is probably one of them.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because in this one, she definitely just full on roast the guy. I mean, he didn't seem to be very kind about the entire thing. Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I hope Vince is okay. Spartan, what do you have to say about the whole backseat gaming and like this clip in particular?
Backseat gaming. There's times when yes, it's okay. And there are times where it's not okay. One of those times where it's not okay is when the person says, "Hey, don't do it," and then that should be it. It shouldn't be, "Oh, no, that's it." The person doesn't want it. Don't do it. If they ask for, "Hey, how do I get past this one little part?" Yes, that makes sense, but don't. No, just no. That's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. Sadomi.
So one thing about backseat gaming in general is if you're streaming, again, like Don said, it's part of the territory. People are there to comment on what you're doing, to interact with you in some way, shape, or form. And the way a lot of people on Twitch like to interact is by getting attention. And a lot of people will backseat game just to get attention. So you have to kind of meet that in the middle. Like, hey, do you want to give them attention, get them what they want, or do you want to just ignore them and just not, bite into it? So one thing too for me, I don't let others dictate my content in any way, shape, or form unless I want them to. So if let's say I'm playing Code Vein or Dark Souls, okay, game that has a lot of nuance to it, you have to practice, you have to be good at. If someone tells me like, hey, you should do X instead of Y, that doesn't bother me because I just ignore them. I don't even pay attention. Unless I'm actually looking for okay, how do I do this? X, and Y. I think a lot of streamers too get into a mindset of I have to pay attention to every single person in chat. When realistically, I feel like it's kind of, if you do the opposite, it's more effective. So if you look at, I know big streamers are probably a hard example to kind of correlate this to, but a lot of them don't read out loud or pay attention to every single message in chat. And I think that's healthy in the long run, because if you do that, then eventually you're going to have some dumbo come in and say dumb things, get you tilted, and then you're going to say something you don't want to say, then get banned on Twitch for saying some curse words you shouldn't say on Twitch. So you kind of want to keep that in mind too. And also while you should value every viewer, at the same time, not every viewer has something important to say at that exact moment. So like I said, don't let others dictate how you feel and how you do your own content.
Okay. So you heard it from Sadomi, don't read your chat. It's unhealthy.
No, of course read your chat, but like I said, sometimes listen, if they're all spitting tryhards in my chat, I don't pay attention.
No, that's true. Yeah, I mean the whole backseat gaming thing it can definitely be annoying. I don't mind if someone tries to help me out, hey, there's an Easter egg over here or something like that, or just something cool you can find in the game. But if they're starting to tell me hey, watch out, this is coming up, or you're gonna like this next part, I don't want any of that. I don't the most minimal amount of help possible. You know what I mean? So the next topic we have is there's a streamer who I'm not going to name just because they might still be banned. But basically, one of their viewers wanted to play video games with them, and they apparently said no or something. And so this viewer decided to make a bunch of accounts and mass report this streamer. And it ended up working, got this streamer banned who basically didn't do anything wrong. So this is just showing how easy it is for one person who's really upset just to get one channel banned. And it just shows how there needs to be something done in order to stop these bans from happening, because there's been so many channels that have been banned wrongly, obviously, and this is just another example. So what do you guys think about all of that? I'll start off with Spartan this time.
I think there should be more of a review process. I mean, Twitch should have enough money that they can pay at least one person to sit in front of a computer for 5 hours at a time, maybe, with some bathroom break. But, to be able to review that so that before it just automatically bans that person with these mass reports, someone can go, oh, well, that doesn't seem right. Let's check that out. There should be some sort of review process before something like that happens. That's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. Don?
Yeah, that's actually news to me that honestly that Twitch in I don't think it's in its infancy anymore, but after the years of practice they've had, that they can still, this process can be that broken in my opinion. Like, how can someone make a bunch of new accounts and report the same person? I feel like there should be some kind of weight in terms of like how old the account actually is. I made an account a minute ago, I'm gonna report somebody. Like, how effective is that report, honestly? You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm surprised they haven't, like, they probably did have this happen many times, but I'm surprised this issue actually still happens. That's kind of concerning, honestly, as being, a small streamer on my end, that anyone can just be like, if I just piss them off or say the wrong thing, they can just create, 50 new accounts and just report me, and then all those reports have some kind of weight to them, which is honestly ridiculous. That sucks. Obviously, it's a broken process somewhere, and Twitch has to work itself out. I'm surprised it's not already, like that's still a thing, I'm sure they have a process for this, but somehow this one was able to scoot by.
Right. Sadomi? So,
I have a few things going about this part. So the first thing is just kind of an advice for everybody, so it doesn't happen to you. Let's think about this from let's assume he's a full-time streamer and this is his main source of income, right? You just had one customer, one viewer come in and just shut down your main source of income for 2 weeks. At what point do you think that is stable for anyone who wants to be a content creator? That is not. So the one thing I want to preach to everybody is make sure you build on your own land first too. Because like I said, if one person get mad and just like drop your channel just because they make multiple accounts and reported you, and that took maybe like 30 minutes at the max. Like 30 minutes because one person was upset and that just took out your entire like stream. Yeah, no, make sure you like spread out and like you don't just stay on Twitch. You spread your brand elsewhere and you do not just stay strictly on Twitch. Now, going back to that, Twitch is definitely understaffed. Like I've heard from other partners, from people who work at Twitch and other company insiders, literally partner managers have between 50 and 200 partners they have to manage between. That is a lot. So if their partners are that undermanaged, do you think their mod team is any better? Like across, all of Twitch? No, of course not. So it's a really outdated system, and Twitch does need to update it. But at the same time, you got to protect yourself first and foremost. You have to, just in case something like this happens, because it can happen. I've seen it happen to other people as well. This is the first time I'm hearing about this. Make sure you build on your own land somewhere else, because when you build on someone else's land, it's just not. Things like this happen. You get banned, and then your stream's down for 2 weeks. You lose viewers, you lose income, you lose momentum, and if you're not like strong mentally willed about it, that could just break you right there. So make sure you protect yourself first and foremost in all cases.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that like, all the big like stream coaches have talked about, Ashley Christ, Harris Heller have all said, you should diversify. That way, if something does happen, you're basically not, down your only source of income or the only thing that you do have. So it is good to, branch out to other things, whether it's YouTube, other streaming platforms like Mixer, whatever it can be. So it is really smart, because you can lose everything so fast just because one person has, some sort of issue with you and they want to just troll you and basically ruin your entire career by doing this.
If I could quickly like analogize this to one more thing.
Yeah.
If anyone works in retail and you had customer surveys and you get like points taken away from some way, shape, or form for customer surveys, all it takes is one customer who doesn't understand like one thing, and not even your fault, or rather your prices are too high in your store. Guess what? You're getting like written up for having bad reviews because of all of what they did. That is not. I know Spartan agreed. I can tell. Like he has that. He feels it. You feel it, don't you?
Oh.
Oh my God, it's not. Don't. Yeah. Make sure
you don't
want
to
to
get me started.
Oh no! Get started. I want to hear this. Get started.
Oh well, I don't work directly in retail, but I work for a telecommunications company where I'm in people's homes a lot. And a lot of times they have problems with people on the phone, like our customer service agents, stuff like that. They don't like what they said or how they said it, or they couldn't understand them, and you know how that goes. However, we have a customer service survey a survey that's only supposed to be about us. Customer service, they get a survey about them. They get a survey about this person, that person. And this survey is only about me. I can't count the amount of time that I have been hit for someone putting in the comments, well, that customer service agent, this. And it was about me, or it wasn't about me, but they gave me a bad score. And if I get anything under the top number, I fail that survey completely. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the same thing at my place. It's if you get under an 8, it's technically considered a fail. And it's like usually it's just because the prices are too high at where I'm at. And that we have zero control over that. But we still get like in trouble. We still get docked for that. So in a way, that's kind of very similar to how Twitch is like kind of operating right now when it comes to reporting and all that. And I was just thinking about now, you just gave me an idea. I want everyone's opinion on this. How would you think that could be fixed if you had a random survey delivered to 100 of your subs and most frequent viewers of like, hey, did this content creator do X? Or like, how did you this content creator like doing kind of thing? Kind of like a second validation system in case like something like this happens again. I mean, it's kind of, very exploitable already, but I think that's the first step is thinking about how ways we can fix this problem and not just ways that we can be like, go to Twitter and like at Twitch support, like, oh, I got banned. Twitch sucks. Because that's not going to do like anything. Let's be honest.
Right.
Unless you're Guthalion or Summit.
Yeah, right. That could be cool just to put you in good standings, with Twitch moderation in the first place. That way, if there is like a troll that comes around and wants to get you banned somehow, if they see that you do have good standings with Twitch and your community and everything, you haven't had any issues, nobody has any complaints about you or anything, maybe they'll look a little bit further before just hitting the ban button on you. You know what I mean? So it would be cool for that, just to have some sort of security with it. Don, what do you think?
I don't know. Bans are a very like sensitive topic,
Right.
And I can go both ways, because sometimes Twitch, you think they have a lot of money, obviously, but I'm pretty sure they get a lot of ban requests a day, and then manpower becomes an issue, resources become an issue, and then of course labor costs go up, and they have their algorithm, they probably, it's not a perfect algorithm, but it probably might be the best of both worlds, and yes, their dispute system might be a little weird too. So I don't really know. Bans, some people get banned for nothing. Some people get banned for, obviously the right things, I'm indifferent about how the ban system works right now. Sometimes it's too sensitive, sometimes it's not sensitive enough, There's a middle ground somewhere. I don't know where it is personally. I wonder how other platforms are doing in terms of bans. I'm not on them, so I don't really know. I was a mixer for a little bit, but unfortunately, I didn't get banned, so I don't know how all that works over there. So
okay, Martin, what do you think about this? Coming from more of a viewer's perspective right now, what do you think?
It's hard for me to really put that into words. Yeah. I'm kind of lost on that one right now.
Okay, no worries. So we can move on to the next one. Don't forget, chat, that if you guys have any questions, you can tag me and True Gaming in your questions in the actual Twitch chat. Or if you want to join in the call, you join up in the StreamKey Discord and go into the waiting room, and I'll send you your friend request and we'll get you into the call. And that actually gets you in front of the line before any of the actual just typed out questions. So the next topic we have here are so this is kind of like building on what we were just talking about. Nightbot actually got banned on Twitch for about 6 minutes, roughly.
What?
It was a DMCA strike that happened or something like that. Somebody reported them or something for DMCA, but it really doesn't make any sense because obviously Nightbot doesn't make any content. Nightbot doesn't stream at all, but somehow this was able to sneak through and they actually got banned, which could have been really bad because there's a lot of people who use Nightbot, for their chat bots and everything. So yeah, exactly. It's just another thing showing that something does need to change. Any thoughts on this one?
What is DMCA?
I think it's like
DMCA,
a copyright.
It's the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which in short pretty much means that unless content is under the category of fair use, you cannot use it you just cannot use it.
Did someone report them or something? Were they reporting them?
So what happens is, do you know how on YouTubers complain like, "Hey, my videos got demonetized or claimed randomly"? Yeah, I'm thinking it's the same thing. It's an automatic system by companies that found out they can do this and not get punished for it. They can just claim as many things as they can. It's kind of like throwing free, like playing free lottery tickets, and then hoping they can like, cash in on videos that people don't like counterclaim or that they win off of no evidence. I know.
Good. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So I know like Sony Music Group and does it a lot. Sony Music Group, I don't know. A lot of different companies do it. Sony Music Group does it, or is it UMD? I don't know. But they do it a lot. And if you have even if it doesn't even sound like remotely, the automated system will be like, hey, that sounds like this. They will literally call everything. So we're just gonna just block it, demonetize it now so we don't have to deal with it. Yeah, laws. This is a whole like United States like law issue that is kind of weird because the times haven't caught up all the way yet. And I don't think they will until like at least till the generation above us is kind of cycling out of politics. But we're not going to get too deep into that part. But I think every creator can agree that we need to have one of us somewhere in power somewhere.
Man, if Twitch banned Nightbot for even just a minute, I mean 6 minutes is little, but that's a huge break in their process. You know, that they have to know something is obviously wrong in their process. And it's kind of comforting though that it was only banned for 6 minutes. So there's some kind of checks and balances somewhere where someone had to unban them, right? Or something like that. But if to get Nightbot banned in the first place, Twitch they're kind of messing up right now. If Nightbot's getting banned even for a second, you know, like what are you doing? You know what Nightbot is, you know? And but at least they were able to fix it in 6 minutes, which in Twitch time is really, really fast, you know? So 6 minute correction, I can see how this can be a little scary, but you know, good for them for kind of having processes in place to fix it, you know, and recognizing it.
Right. Free Fighters was saying that it was an auto ban that happened, and then once it was reviewed, which was apparently pretty fast, then that's why it was released in the first place. So like it's an automated system that just banned it right off the bat, and then they went in and fixed it. But that's kind of like what we've been saying this whole time is it shouldn't be an automatic thing. You know what I mean? Like obviously they have to you know cover all their bases and everything, but still, like even with something like this, like it just shows that something does need to change for sure. So we have another topic. Somebody was talking about the three things that are killing Twitch. First one is toxic Twitch community. Favoritism and bias, which you know has to do with like the bans and moderation. You know, people getting banned for certain things, and other people getting away with the same things. Yeah, and then also restrictive contracts. So Twitch was limiting licensing deals with Ninja, and then there's also a streamer by the name of DonTranX TV who wanted to stream to another platform at a totally separate time than he streams to his channel. He wanted to do it with no camera, anything. It was basically just going to be like gameplay and maybe some commentary. It was going to be a big deal for him too, and apparently Twitch said he wasn't allowed to do that. And you know, obviously this is something that wouldn't affect his Twitch channel at all, and it would make him a pretty substantial amount of money, and they still were like, So what do you guys have to say about these three things that people are saying are killing Twitch? Like obviously some of them are true, some of them can be, you know, explained a little bit better. Yeah.
I'll go first if someone wants to. So toxic communities, they can be kind of good and bad. It's just if you know how to handle it, you know. But I think there's a difference between a toxic community and a community that just roasts you for fun. You know what I mean? There's a fine line between that. So my community kind of borderline toxic, kind of borderline makes fun of you the entire time, right? As long as you can navigate it, you know, if you dish it, you got to be able to take it back. You know, like that's just how it is. You know, but you know, there's a time though where if your community gets too toxic, you know, you got to tell them, you know, and then if that doesn't work, you got to start banning them a little bit from your channel, you know. And it's unfortunate, but that's kind of what it is, you know. In terms of the second, what was the second topic? 2 or 3?
Favoritism and bias. So that has to do with, you know, people getting banned and certain people not getting banned, or you know, getting banned for longer. Some people only getting like a 2-day ban when you know something really serious happens.
Yeah, that's Twitch, right? I mean, it's a company at the end of the day. They want to make money, you know. They want their biggest and brightest stars out there streaming. They want people to sub to them, and that way they get a cut of subs, they get a cut of bits, they get a cut of everything. Exposure, all that good stuff. So I can see from a business standpoint, it's hard to let's say Tin Tan Man is something wrong. You're gonna ban Tin Tan Man? Yes, your policy says yes, but man, that is like a revenue stream that you're gonna cut off. And that's an issue. But I mean, they're probably going to be more lenient. So that's just the kind of the world we live in. It's a kind of we live in a world of it's not what you know, it's who you know. And in Twitch, it really is like kind of who you know. And those bigger streamers have access to certain people in Twitch. They have friendships, networks that kind of give them favoritism. And it sucks for all the new people like me and all this good stuff. And then the third thing was you were talking about someone trying to take their content off Twitch, right?
Yeah, just any sort of outside Twitch deals. That Twitch is kind of restricting. Yeah,
I'm assuming this was a partner guy that was trying to do this or no?
I'm not sure if DonTranX is partnered.
Yeah, so I know that I read the terms of service or briefly, and you can technically on their TOS you can stream off. This is if you're not a partner, okay? You can stream right when you stop Twitch. You can stream on Mixer. You can stream on whatever you want, But I know that partner streamers, their content is exclusive to just Twitch, right? So I mean, if they're going against the guidelines of TOS and whatnot, you really can't take your content offline. That's kind of what you sign up for if you're a partner. You know what I mean? Twitch kind of doesn't own you, but you signed up to be this guy on Twitch. They made you a partner for a reason, and you kind of have to just. It sucks because you can't make money off your own name at a certain point, right? That will limit you. It's like college athletes. Now they can make money off their name, but before they couldn't. It's kind of the same thing, right? Like you're a partner on Twitch, your content belongs on Twitch now, and that kind of sucks because it limits you. But on the bright side, if you are a partner, Twitch does give you a lot of advantages. You know what I'm saying? So it's iffy topic.
Right, absolutely. Sadomi?
Like I always said too, partner is a contract, not an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is like it's getting I feel like people need to stop romanticizing being a partner on Twitch because you can make good content, make a living off of streaming, enjoy what you do, and not be a partner at all. And just with how the current landscape is, locking yourself down is just not really I mean, to be fair, you can always pull out of your partner contract if you really want to. But I think aiming for a partner is just kind of a whole argument in and of itself. But back to the main topic of what's killing Twitch. This is what's killing online communities in general. Is just the first thing is women and people of color are treated like shit online. They are. Gaming culture is toxic in and of itself. When you have people who the average age is between 16 and 22, it's not like you're not going to have the most self-aware group of people in that demographic. And the more if all of us have been online and we've all said things in games and seen things in games, and we've all been called horrible homosexual slurs, horrible racist slurs, horrible gendered slurs. We're used to this. Go into the real physical world. People get offended if I just said shit. People get offended if I said that at work. It's a community problem. Twitch can't fix that. Twitch will never be able to fix that problem. That is a problem that needs to be fixed ground roots. And I think it's so deep at this point where I don't think it will be fixed in our lifetime. By the time internet culture is nice and, safe and actual, nice to each other in general, no. You have pockets of the internet where it's great. You have great interactions. But the reason why those great interactions stick out so much because all the rest of them are garbage. I miss one shot in Rocket League and I get told to kill myself multiple times, told to drink bleach. And I'm not going to lie, back in my day, I've said some things too. And we always try to defend it hey, they started first, but that doesn't help create a better culture. If you want to create a better culture, start with everybody just starting and just being the best person they can be online because it's garbage. It is the worst place to be mentally.
So I have a question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think this is why Mixer is trying to be more family focused,
So here's why they want to be more friendly focused, okay? Do you think Coca-Cola wants to be on someone's stream where they're calling everybody like homosexual slurs and like hard R's everywhere? They want to be associated with that? No. Now, if you go now on Mixer, guess what? Their streamers are marketed as friendly, brand safe, family friendly people who don't say that stuff, who don't do that things. So guess what? You know what? Yeah, sure. We'll put our ads over there. And guess what? Coca-Cola likes putting ads everywhere. Look at the Super Bowl. Look at TV. Look at someone's probably watching Coca-Cola ad on their stream right now. I bet you. So I think Mixer, like I said, I'm not saying they don't want to do that just for the sake of the gaming culture in general. But again, financially, that is the best way they want to do it. Be brand safe, be brand friendly. And the only way we can fix that issue is if we all just, even if someone is doing the worst ish to us whatsoever, we just don't give them satisfaction. We just move on, or we like, hey, that's not nice. I don't like that. I'm gonna turn chat off now. Like we act like adults. And that's all I really gotta go on about that. Actually.
Do it up.
Okay. Like I said, I was talking all day today.
Yeah, do it up, man. The floor's yours, dude.
All right. So, and also, what was the other thing that was killing Twitch too? Because I have a whole list of things that are killing
favoritism
Twitch.
and bias and restrictive contracts.
Okay, the restrictive contracts. They do that because Twitch has no long-term power, dog. They have no long-term power because even though Amazon owns them, how many times you're going to click on a live stream while browsing Amazon's storefront? You're not. How many times are you more likely to click a live stream if you're on YouTube and you're watching a video of something you're already watching?
Mm-hmm.
And even in Mixer's case, on Microsoft, you open up Windows, guess what's on your home page? Hey, this person's streaming this event. Okay, I guess I'll click it on every single Windows machine.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch has no long-term staying power. So once live stream itself like dies down, what does Twitch have? Their VODs suck. Their clip system it's okay, but at the same time, YouTube can do that too. Like they already do that. They said all YouTube has to do is change their algorithm to promote shorter clips. That's all they have to do, especially promote them from live streams themselves. Like, so what's killing Twitch is really not all of that. It's just Twitch's long-term game is not long-term. So yeah, that's what I got to say on what's killing Twitch. Twitch is killing themselves.
That makes sense, though, for sure. I mean, especially what you're saying with the toxic Twitch community. It's not a Twitch problem; it's a community problem. And so I think that stuff gets fixed, at the community level, per each channel. So, like, if someone comes into my channel and they say something that's super toxic, you obviously you tell them like that's wrong and this is why I'm banning you. And then hopefully that person gets the gist of the entire thing. When they keep going to channels. And they're like, why am I continuously getting banned? Well, it's because you're an a-hole, obviously. You know what I mean? Like let's spread the positivity. Let's do our thing. Like, don't say these things and you'll be good. So I think it's just, especially with friends too, like off stream, if you hear a friend say something, that's super toxic, racist, homophobic, whatever it is, let them know that like, you're not cool with that. You know what I mean? Like that, like it has to start somewhere and it's not going to start from the Twitch higher ups. You know what I mean? The Twitch isn't going to do anything about it. They'll ban the streamer for allowing things, obviously. But that doesn't really fix the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spartan, do you have any thoughts?
Well, like back to the restrictive contracts and stuff. That part of the thing, something was coming to mind earlier. And how Sadomi said, the partner being romanticized sort of thing.
Right.
Partner shouldn't be like the top goal, because when you hit that, you've hit it. It's not there. It's just you're locking yourself in. That's sort of like why I know a few people who have, when they started in the music industry, they were ready to get a record deal and do all this stuff and get locked down. But they didn't, because they looked at what this could give me and what doing this on my own with my core group of fans could do. And instead of going with, I'm going to have to put out subpar music because they want it by this time, and I'm going to do what I can when it's going to be right, they went with this hand and not this hand. So, people have to really, it shouldn't be a final goal. It shouldn't be even a goal, really. I mean, it could be a goal. but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be your last final, even affiliate. Yes, affiliate is awesome. It feels really great, but you haven't made it yet. You're not done.
Or like a stepping stone then.
It's a stepping stone.
Right.
And I mean, partner can be a stepping stone as well, but you can't just limit yourself to that. Right. And sometimes being a partner can limit that because you can't expand in other ways, which I understand why Twitch does it and why some other companies do stuff like that. But it's not anything that I would ever do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's money, but it's not something that I would ever do. Because I would want to be able to expand myself in other ways.
Absolutely. So the next topic that we have, and by the way, we're totally open on call-ins, by the way, everybody. So if you guys want to call in and ask us a question, jump ahead of the questions in the chat, just go into the Discord and go into the waiting room. I'll send you a friend request. All you have to do is accept it, and then I'll pull you in and get you in the Discord call. So the next topic that we have is Ninja explains that the move to Mixer he did partially to help other streamers out. He mentioned things like basically when that happened, there was like kind of like a tidal wave effect of streamers getting contracts to stay, streamers getting contracts to move, and then also it obviously legitimized streaming for sure, because if people are looking for talent and willing to pay them money, very defined amounts of money, it 100% makes it more legitimate. And obviously it made it easier for people who were on the fence to switch to different platforms. Like if you were considering Mixer at the time before Ninja switched over, obviously after the switch, it's much easier for you to mentally prepare to do that than it is to just kind of like go in basically blind. So we'll start off with Sadomi here.
All right. So with Ninja moving, the streaming wars have officially begun. So the best part about this is that, like I said earlier, Twitch is going to lose in the long run. They're going to lose. But the fight's going to be between Mixer and Twitch, and then YouTube's going to come in with like its new game +1 sword and be like, haha, that's funny. All right, move over. We're ready now. Because again, the biggest thing about Ninja moving is that Ninja showed that Twitch isn't the only live streaming platform. And even though Mixer, and he said this himself, he's like, yeah, Mixer only gets 5% of Twitch's viewership, if that.
Mm-hmm.
And Mixer only moved, well, I don't know, only is a strong word, but he only increased Mixer's market share by 0.02%. If where's going this? Oh yeah, sorry. So once he moved to that, it's like I said, it's not a lot when you think about on paper, but that means there is an audience for other people to be on different platforms. There is. And with Courage going to YouTube, that means YouTube, honestly, again, like I said, it's from things I've done research on. YouTube is just waiting until they want to start using their search engine, use their outside powers to get going. Because right now, Twitch just has something called first mover advantage. Because right now, I think a lot of people can agree that Twitch doesn't have the best live streaming platform experience out of every single streaming platform in the world. I mean, unless you guys think Twitch does. I don't think it does.
Compared to what?
Compared to like YouTube, Mixer, DLive, all those others, I think YouTube. I
honestly prefer Twitch over Mixer for sure.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
One thing about YouTube that I like is their rewind feature. You can rewind streams.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one thing I like about it. I don't use YouTube Mixer that much. I mostly watch on Twitch, but again, that's because most of my people who I watch are on Twitch already. If everyone had to disperse and go to different platforms, I don't think I'll be averse to having one platform as my main platform. And again, people will go to where they want to watch content first and foremost. Then platform comes second. If you really want to watch the Lions versus the Packers on the Super Bowl weekend, and the only place it is on DLive, guess what? You're going to DLive. No matter what. You're going to go watch on DLive. Yeah. So... Okay. And again, like I said earlier, with how Twitch, I'm not sure what Twitch's long-term plan is. I can't see it. But if you look at just the power they have, YouTube is just way ahead of everything. And it's it's really scary when you think of how little like Twitch is going through on things. So again, Mixer, Ninja moving just gave people the visibility. He's trying to tell people what he sees. He sees that Twitch doesn't have a long-term plan, and so staying on Twitch probably not. And again, like I said, Ninja doesn't make money from viewers. He makes money from how much people are talking about him. So his brand deals, events he goes to, his podcasts, his interviews. That's where he gets his income from. That's where he gets his main source of outlet from. And at this point too, I'm sure Ninja isn't like, oh damn, I need like $500 for anything. No. So I'm pretty sure he's doing things for a deeper reason now too. So when you kind of bring all those together, in my opinion, Ninja moving was the catalyst that will hopefully get people to start thinking more about what they put out and what they're doing going forward, like long term versus like in the short term.
That makes sense for sure. Spartan, Don.
Yeah. So I think Twitch is going to be here for a while. I don't think they're going away. Like you said, they were kind of the first ones to make streaming a thing, you know. So honestly, in my opinion, I think streaming is Twitch's to lose. You know, will they lose it? I don't know. You know, but I think streaming is here and it's here to stay for the foreseeable future. So I don't know if Twitch has to focus on anything else besides making their current stream platform better. You know, I don't think they have to focus on videos or what other thing. You know, like Twitch is known for Twitch. You know, that's their niche. You know, that's what their expertise is, right? And everyone else, YouTube and Mixer, they are trying to learn this niche. You know, yes, yeah, Microsoft and Google have the funds to catch up. You know. But let's not act like Twitch is poor by any means. You know, they have the funds to do a lot of things as well. Now, I think out of the two, Mixer, YouTube has the biggest advantage. They have the algorithms. They have probably the logistics already set in place from just being YouTube for so long. You know, they probably have the know-how as well. But I think that Twitch is here to stay. I don't think they're going anywhere. Streaming is here to stay, and because streaming is here to stay, Twitch is the name you associate streaming with. You know. And so Ninja moving to Mixer, yeah, it did kick off. Hey, Twitch isn't the only thing that's out there. There's Mixer. There's other things too, you know. So I actually really commend. It's cool these days to hate on Ninja. It's cool, you know. It's the cool thing to hate on Ninja. It's the cool thing to hate on Twitch or Mixer, you know. But I commend Ninja. He's got a great team around him. His team knows Ninja's not a millionaire for no reason, right? You know, he has a team around him, you know, and his team does a good job. He does all kinds of things, you know. He's not just a streamer. He brands himself. He pushes the envelope. I mean, he got together with, who was it? Marshmello, and was it Drake? It was Drake, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And he tried music. He tried all kinds of stuff, you know, like he's not afraid to push the envelope. And that's why I really do like Ninja. Now, is he the best streamer in my opinion? No, but like he pushes the envelope. He wants to see how far he can take the streaming thing and what it can turn into, you know? And he's like the Elon Musk of streaming, right? He's just always trying to evolve it. He's trying to push it. And that's what I like. He makes moves. And that's what I really respect about that guy. And, you know, going to Mixer was a good decision on his part, you know? I don't know how he's doing versus how he was on Twitch, honestly. I haven't kept up. But I just like the fact that he's not afraid of change. And in this world, like of streaming, you have to like take change and embrace it, face it head on and try new things, you know, and that's what he's doing. And I respect that, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Spartan, do you have any thoughts on this?
Well, like, I definitely agree that, you know, he definitely, by doing that, he opened up a bunch of doors for a lot of people. It helped get some definite, wow, that word just completely went whoosh, exposure for a lot of different things. So, I mean, like in this this article I have up here, at the end of his Twitch life, he was averaging like 20 to 30,000 viewers every single day. And now he's only averaging about 10,000 viewers on Mixer. But moving from a community like Twitch to that is still kind of crazy. I mean, that means that he has really helped build that Mixer community up in that little bit of time that he's been there so far. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's done things like, I mean, he even wrote that book, the Get Good or Getting Good. Things like that. He co-captained for the Lions at one of their, home games, which is pretty cool. Like he's been on Ellen, Jimmy Fallon, stuff like that. He's done like crazy things that, you wouldn't expect for a Twitch streamer, for like another maybe 5 or 10 years before like it becomes really mainstream. But because of the growth that he's made and the things that he's doing, it's become like he's making it mainstream. Like he's paving the way for everybody.
He's literally like before he did the move over to Mixer, I didn't know. I heard a Ninja, I heard of this, that, and everything else, but I never really watched him. I never really knew who exactly he was, and I'm sure that is the way it is for a lot of people. But now, I mean, I go on Snapchat, go over to like the shows and stuff. Ninja this, Ninja that. There's this. Right after he moved, it opened the doors for so many different things that now I'm seeing Ninja on mainstream TV.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing Ninja on different platforms like Facebook, like stuff about him, different things. People that I know that I don't even think I've ever watched a Twitch stream in their life. You know about that Ninja? He seemed pretty cool. I'm like, what did you just say? You just started using a computer like 2 weeks ago. What? You're like 78.
Yeah, he's definitely like made himself a household name. Like he's known everywhere now for even people who don't really watch Twitch, like you were just saying. Really crazy stuff that he's done. Like even if you don't really care for his content too much, or whatever, like you should respect what he's done and what he's still doing for streamers and gaming, and just this whole side of the world that people don't really pay attention to quite yet. Well, now they're obviously starting to with Ninja and everything, but he's definitely done some awesome things, and you have to respect him for it for sure.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to do is I want to go back to kind of the competition aspect between like the three big boys right now: Mixer, YouTube, and Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one thing I like looking at with this topic, and something you kind of notice with Ninja too, is just the reach each platform has. How many users do you think use YouTube on a daily basis, on a month? Well, we'll say every month. Watch at least one video on YouTube.
So many.
Yeah. Okay. So the numbers came out. It's 2 billion monthly users. How many people are on Earth? 7.7 billion. And if we just cut out like a few of those accounts as duplicate accounts, or like multiple accounts, we'll just say it's like what, 1.5 billion.
Okay.
That's still like most of the world.
Right. That's a huge number for sure.
Yeah. And the biggest thing that I've been thinking about lately is how do you get, because like Don said that Twitch is here to stay, right?
Right.
Yeah. So the problem is the people who think of live streaming in the gaming community think that. But I'm looking beyond the gaming community. I'm talking like the people who do makeup, the people who do farming videos, people who grow plants, the people who play paintball, that community. That's what I'm thinking about. Because Twitch only pulls in 100 million active monthly users, which is, I mean, look at that number compared to YouTube's like 2 billion. That is a drop in the bucket.
Right.
So in my mind, literally the minute that YouTube decides to stop messing around and just use their search function properly for it, they're going to take over whenever they want.
Yeah, my question is, of the 2.2 billion users, how many of those watch live streams and versus watching watching kid video, watching just YouTube videos? That's the question.
Still people that probably have an account on their platform. So like where YouTube has like a huge heads up over Mixer is like how many people had to make a Mixer account, you know what I mean, when they started hearing about it, as opposed to when YouTube starts doing their YouTube gaming and their live streaming platform, how many people already have an account set up to go watch that, you know what I mean? Like there's no like I should go create an account in order for me to find people. It's let's go find people, you know what I mean? Like that's something that YouTube 100% has over Mixer, because like I went and I made an account on Mixer.
Me too.
I don't ever use it, you know what I mean? But I use YouTube like pretty much every day, whether it's 2 minutes or 2 hours or more. I already had that account made, and so when people start blowing up on YouTube gaming, like I'll instantly already have access to go see that. That's why I'm really excited that Courage moved over, because he's just paving the way for YouTube to start making those moves for sure. And obviously, people are like, nobody had to make an account when Courage moved over. You know what I mean? I don't know what his numbers are. I don't know how he's doing, but just having the number of users before any other platform does, like that's massive.
Yeah, and another thing too is just if you think about it a little like deeper too. What does YouTube have to do? Let's say you're watching a video, right? The video ends. All it has to do is recommend if you're live and you're streaming, to recommend the same. Let's say someone's actually we'll use you as an example. Let's say someone's watching one of your videos, right? Okay. After that video ends, let's say you're live on YouTube. After that video ends, it automatically autoplays to your live stream.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times have you just let a video just kind of play over through playlists? You just kind of don't change it. You just kind of on. The next video comes up, you're like, okay, I'll just let it go through. That's all it has to change. It just go through. Instead of recommending a new video, recommend your live stream if you're live. Boom. Right there.
Yeah,
and I think that's
sure.
It real. I can't think of it as anything but a ticking time bomb. Like once YouTube wants to do it. And also one thing too, like how many times have you guys had how many people here have discovery problems on Twitch? How many people feel like Twitch does not provide you enough tools to get discovered?
That should be literally everyone.
Yeah,
like,
literally everyone
should not be raising their hand right now. Like that's just a very common thing across Twitch is discoverability.
Exactly. And who owns and what is the biggest search engine in the world?
Right, it's Google for sure.
And who owns Google? I mean, what does Google own? YouTube. Oh, you have to, and how? Actually, I think about it. How can people find your channel on Twitch? How can they find it besides using your username and the directory? How can
I go to other channels and I just spam my channel on their channel?
What? Do not do that.
Nobody listens to Don right now, please. Thank you.
We're just gonna edit that part out later.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, that won't make the live stream. All right.
But yeah, like think about it. You can't find someone's Twitch channel without finding it somewhere else.
Right.
You can't find someone's Twitch channel on the platform because there's no way. I mean, Twitch did announce that they're having like channel like pages, which is way overdue.
Yes.
Yeah. And so like again, even with Bing, Microsoft, people search something on Bing or just through Internet Explorer when they're first loading up what's it called? Their computer for the first time, they don't know to download Chrome instantly. They will get pushed towards like Mixer if Microsoft decides to do that. It's having a search engine that works is so underrated. People pay so much for Google AdWords that I'm surprised. Like it's a ticking time bomb, man. I'm just waiting for it.
You talking about discoverability on Twitch actually brings me to a question that we had from Andy Turbo in the chat. He says, how do you guys feel about TikTok as a platform to grow an audience? I'm going to start with Spartan on this one.
Of course, you start with the one that doesn't really use TikTok that much.
We're going to get it from that viewer perspective.
I could see how that could work. I do watch a little bit of TikTok. Most of it's, kind of cute dog videos and stuff.
Okay.
There's a lot of cute dog videos. Like I really like the stick one. Got a stick on the ground.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But I have seen a little bit of people using TikTok as a way to advertise themselves, just like people use Instagram, Twitter, stuff like that. So it's definitely something that I would love to see how it goes, as far as the analytics of it. But it is definitely possible, and I'm not hating on it at all. It could definitely work, and it might be a good place where you could, if you have like a really funny clip, if there's a way that you can post it on there, that could help get you some exposure, because apparently I keep forgetting that one word, exposure. I'm gonna like write it down on a piece of paper, like tape it to the wall,
slap it on your forehead.
So, yeah.
Don, what do you have to say about using TikTok as a platform to grow an audience?
All right. Honestly, I think TikTok is a great platform to grow, in my opinion, man. TikTok is the new Vine. It's the new Vine. It's no longer a singing app. It is a comedic little show app now. Okay. Do you know how many people, the biggest influencers in the entire world right now, are from Vine? And if TikTok is the new Vine, I don't see why you should not try and jump on it and try and make yourself known on TikTok, because that can snowball into so many things. And all these Vine stars that are just now the biggest YouTubers in the world, biggest Instagrammers, they came from Vine. And if TikTok is the next Vine, which it looks like it is, there shouldn't be any reason why you should not try. You know what I mean? It's the new trending thing amongst the younger generation these days. And let's face it, Twitch is more of a younger demographic, so it's going to be the same. So if you're not trying to get on TikTok and trying to promote yourself, if you want to be super serious about streaming or growing whatever platform you want to grow on, I think Vine is a great platform to do it. I don't do it because I'm lazy. I don't even do YouTube because I'm that lazy. But Vine is something that if you really want to grow, you should look into. You know, don't worry about how old the people on Vine or how young they are, you know, but Vine is a great platform to grow on. Not Vine, sorry, TikTok. TikTok.
Right. I mean,
The fact that you kept saying Vine instead of TikTok shows you already exactly. Like,
Yeah, it's the same thing.
100%. Sadomi?
I was wondering what time period he was still in.
Yeah. Sorry.
Like,
good old 2014.
Yep, right.
Oh man, but yeah, no, TikTok's very popular. It's on the up. I don't use it right now only because I've explored with it. I struggle with like video content because I personally, I don't know. I'm more audio and more like text based.
Okay, boomer.
But I'm gonna ignore that insult to me right now. But
Fucking
honestly though, but like TikTok for sure, definitely. If you're not using it, at least explore the platform. At least like take a look at it, because there's no harm in trying something out. And if you personally don't like it, then you don't have to use it. There are other ways to get around things. And if you're thinking long term here, if you're trying to be full time, all you got to do is, if you're willing to do it, not use TikTok right now. Or do very minimum you need to do, like have an account, have everything ready, get everything set up on it, and then if you have the money for it, like hire someone to just run that for you, or just like make the videos for you, just post them or something. Honestly, delegation will help way more in the long run for stuff, because I know a lot of streamers like to do everything themselves, me included. Like we all think we're audio engineers, graphic designers, entertaining personalities, and punctual people, but we all can't wear every hat in the business at once. Some people can, and they're amazing, but you see a lot of people who are big and successful, they delegate things. Like ideally, if I had the funds to do it, I would just hire someone, but yo, listen, I'm recording this, you edit, put together, toss it up, boom, right there. So like I said, always, if there's a new platform, always try it. There's no harm in trying it, because if it dies in 6 months, guess what? Only thing you lost was a little bit of time, but you gained a lot of experience.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Yeah, I mean, any social media platform is probably super useful to grow an audience for your Twitch channel, and you can even do them separately and still kind of get some sort of turnover on your community from, say you want to do something totally separate on TikTok, but you still want to like kind of advertise your Twitch channel. You can still get people to show up to both. That being said, I think with something like TikTok, like the content that you make on there should be like really well polished. If it is something that's from your Twitch channel, whether it's like something that's super funny or like a really nice clip, like where you got like a really nice kill. I don't think it can be just like, hey, I'm live, like come over to my Twitch channel, because I don't think you're going to get any traction like that at all. It has to be very well made stuff, and it has to be something that's, not necessarily just something straight from your Twitch channel. But I think if you do it right, and if you do it for the right reason, I think it could have a huge turnover for you. I think it could work out really, really well.
Yeah, I agree with Vel said. Like, you can't just post, hey, I'm live. It's not an Instagram story, right? It's not that. You have to like, either, like you said, post a clip, or like you just being stupid, funny, whatever, and the value that I see, if I waste hours on TikTok, I'm sorry to say, but I waste hours on TikTok. That thing it's amazing. It's like Vine, honestly.
Yep.
Right. And so the beauty about TikTok is, compared to YouTube, it's a lot less time consuming. Like, you don't have to spend hours editing a video to put on YouTube, right? For TikTok, for how popular it is, you do not have to post, you do not have to spend that much time editing your content, whatever it is, to post TikTok. It's kind of more of an on the fly thing, Yes, you can have professional things, but it's kind of more on the fly thing, whereas YouTube, you're going to spend, depending how much you want, like hours and hours editing or pay, you know what I mean? It's just, in my opinion, the ROI is better on TikTok than it is on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, you definitely have the potential to just kind of like, not necessarily blow up, but that one TikTok, like that one video has potential to blow up if you do it really well. It might not transfer over to direct followers on your account necessarily, like the likes compared to followers won't match by any means, but it's still like getting something out there is better than not attempting at all.
Yep.
So I think we have British Avenger is going to be calling in. Let me see if I can add him in here.
Britt! I was wondering who's going to call in.
Right?
It's just a matter of time.
Oh. Let's hope Vince doesn't cry with the new overlay.
Friend request. This guy doesn't want to be my friend, apparently. Waiting on you, British Avenger.
Guy.
Waiting on you.
Everything's about to break. Uh-oh.
All right, we're going to be adding him right now, all right? Vince,
And it's broke.
All right, here we go. We're going to add him right now. Hey, what's up, Britt? How you doing, man? Mr. Britt?
Hello?
Hello, Ken.
British Adventure?
Hello? Hello?
British Adventure?
Hello?
I think my man's having Discord issues.
Yeah, I think he is.
But did you die?
Mr. Britt? Hello?
Wait, if you can hear us, type in the Discord.
Wait. Maybe?
I thought I heard him move his mic around. Maybe it was one of you guys. Oh,
I can barely
he's very
hear him.
faint. Hold up. He's very faint.
Let's turn him up.
You might need to turn your mic up, Mr. Britt. It is incredibly quiet.
No web caller webcam for this week.
Yeah. Still getting some things worked out. It's a totally new setup now and everything with with me running this from my apartment as opposed to Green running it from the true studio. British Adventure, is your mic working yet? It's still coming in super quiet, man. Anybody else hear him at all? I haven't turned up all the way.
I can hear him just barely. I haven't turned up. So when
I
the
can't hear
mic
him
finally
at
starts
all.
working, I might throw my headset.
Yeah, you might need to change your input volume or something there, Britt. Here, we're gonna remove him from the group, and once he gets his fix, just shoot me a DM, all right, Britt?
He will avenge it. Oh my god.
All right, yeah. So, Britt, just let me know when you get that done. Shoot me a little DM, and we'll get you in. All right. So, does anybody else have any topics that you guys want to talk about while we're waiting for Britt to hop back in?
I do.
Okay, do it up, man. Yeah, floor is yours.
All right. So for everyone here so goals and long-term planning for streamers. How many of you, and I asked this last time I know. Wait, did I ask this with you, Don?
Yes, I was here for that. Go ahead, ask it again.
I was going to say.
Cool. Perfect. All right. So, how long do you guys plan to? Actually, let's preface this. Does anybody here want to be a full-time career streamer? Veli does. Cool. Perfect. Awesome. Now
I'm on the fence.
On the fence. Okay, perfect. Why are you on the fence?
Streaming has its anxiety that comes with it, at least for me, and I think I've learned that the more you stream and the bigger you get, not that I'm big by any means, but the more you grow, it seems to be like the more anxiety that I tend to have in my own streams. And I think it's going to be like that for a long time. Let's say you get 500 viewers, the anxiety gets even bigger for you to hit certain numbers, to keep on entertaining every day, and, basically to go out there and do your thing. For me, it gives me anxiety. I know that this gives a lot of people, a lot of streamers anxiety as well, because I have talks with them, it's not really something you talk about on stream, but I talk about it on stream all the time. If something bothers me, I just tell them. But for me, that's kind of one of the reasons why, like, if I want to be a full-time streamer, cool. But man, I have to think of like the anxiety that it could cause, That's kind of what I struggle with. I talk to Vel about this sometimes off stream as well, about like my struggles with streaming and anxiety, and don't want to keep on doing it. I took a 5-day break off the internet, just this break, thanks for Thanksgiving, and it was awesome. And I almost don't want to come back, but here I am, I got to find a balance, honestly. And that's why I don't know if I want to be a full-time streamer. Right now, I do it just to meet people, meet friends. Like, I met you guys, and I'm thankful for all that, So that's kind of why I do it now. Like now it's a hobby. If I can be a ninja, cool. If I can't be a ninja, then that sucks, But right now, I think you should approach it. I'm not sure if this is where your question is going, but for other viewers in general, take it as a hobby. Have fun with it, Have fun, first of all. If it becomes something cool, if it doesn't, then you had fun, right? There's no time wasting. You know what I mean? But go ahead, Sadomi. What's your questions that we're gonna ask or talk about?
Actually, before I get to the question, Veli, why do you want to be a full-time content creator?
Honestly, I think and I'm already a full-time content creator. I don't have the necessary I don't really have the numbers to officially be one. Like if it wasn't for a super supportive wife and very supportive community, it normally in the state that I'm in, I would not be a full-time content creator. So I want to get that out there, just let you guys know. But to get to that point where I can start handling bills and everything would be awesome, especially because I'm doing something that I truly enjoy doing. You know what I mean? And it sounds super cliche saying it like that, but it is something that I truly love doing. I've worked multiple jobs, I've done multiple things, and there's never been a hobby for me that's really like this, necessarily a hobby that can translate into potential, financial gain or whatever. And there's a whole community thing behind it. Being able to hop into my own Discord channel and say, "What's up, people?" and have people respond, and people just want to be there and hang out. That's awesome. The community aspect of Twitch streaming is amazing. Coming from somebody who, and I've talked about this before, but someone who got bullied and all throughout school up until the 10th, 11th grade or whatever. I never thought I'd have anything like this at all. You know what I mean? So being able to have people that support me in something that's so different, like Twitch streaming or any sort of content creation, it's just a very rewarding and satisfying thing. And I can look back on my life and just say things are different now. You know what I mean? It's super rewarding for me.
Good. I like that answer. I love that answer. That is beautiful, because I personally understand the whole things need to be rewarding for you, because the way I think about it is, let's say you all knew you're going to die in 3 months. Would you keep doing what you're doing right now, or would you change a lot of what you're doing? So I think that if your answer is, yeah, I'd still stream the same amount I'm doing right now, then it's something you really want to do, and therefore I wish you all success in doing it. That's important. For me, if I was going to die in 3 months, my job, no, I'm not even calling in. I'm just going to not show up. I'm just going to go do whatever. I'm going to go fly out.
Go steal a boat.
Convention. Oh, they're going to be like, he died? I'll be like, I'm about to, shit. But anyway, so my main question here was, actually, Spartan, I didn't get your input on this. Being a full-time content creator, would you want to do that? Yes or no?
Well, right now, I still haven't really gotten into the full world of content creation. So I don't have the experience or the exposure to it to say yes or no at this point. It would be awesome, yes. But I don't see that as something that I can do. Plus, I already have enough times with sitting in this chair, or too much time sitting in this chair. So I need to get out of this chair as much as I can. So I can't say that would work for me without me completely changing my lifestyle.
Okay, fair point. Yeah, and so the reason I'm getting all the precursors to this answer was because I want to see what everyone's long-term plans are when it comes in regard to what they do as a streamer and as content creators, because I think a lot of people don't think about too far ahead in long term, especially people who are some people who are full-time, because if you don't think too far ahead, this is a very dynamic landscape. It's not going to be in 6 months. This isn't going to be nearly the same thing as it is now. Imagine 5 years. 5 years, Twitch may shut down. Do I think it's going to happen? Not really, but it could happen. In 5 years, a new law could come across where everything we do online changes forever. And so I think having a long-term plan is good, or at least having some kind of guideline, so you're not just out there swimming in middle of nowhere with no paddle and a raft. At least you have like a helicopter you can call, or like a piece of wood you can drift on or something. So I want to know if each of you guys have an idea for what your long-term plans in content creation are.
I would say,
do it up. That's all you.
I don't really have a plan for anything of this. I've been free floating for the past 2 years, and I'll probably continue free floating just because that's kind of what I enjoy. I like the unknown per se of what's going to happen. I found a really cool community this way. I flew down to Raleigh for a convention last minute just to come meet everyone. That was one of the most awesome experiences I've ever had. And that was flying by the seat of my pants. I don't think I ever would have actually planned that out perfectly to begin with. You know, that's what got me into True, was me just going, you know what? Screw it. So that's pretty much what my plan is just, if it happens, it happens.
I like that. It's because it's true to yourself. That's the most important part. Like, that's the most important thing. If you're true to yourself and you enjoy doing it, that is literally the best part, the best thing about it.
Mm-hmm. It makes it fun.
Yeah. Then Don, whatever you guys.
Go ahead, Vel. Speak up, man.
All right. So, and I just brain farted. Can you re-ask the question one more time? My bad.
Sure. What are your plans long term for content creation?
I got this. All right. So one of the things long term is just trying to make more content on multiple platforms, not necessarily on other streaming services, but whether it's like TikTok, Instagram, things like that, or YouTube. Because like one thing that especially when I first started is people weren't really calling themselves content creators; they were calling themselves streamers. And so I've done this whole year being full-time, or almost a full year now of being a full-time streamer, thinking of myself as a Twitch streamer and not thinking about myself as a content creator. And so when you think about yourself as a Twitch streamer, you go through all the issues like we were talking about earlier, like with discoverability and things like that, because there's none on Twitch. So it's incredibly hard to grow as a Twitch streamer. You should be looking at yourself as a content creator, whether that's content, in a Twitter post, content, in an Instagram post, something on TikTok, something on YouTube, or even, in your own Discord, like putting content in multiple places. And that doesn't have to be like videos or anything. Content can literally just be you putting yourself out there in any way. You know what I mean? Like whether I'm just talking to people, like to an extent that is content. It's not like fake content. It's not something that I'm producing or anything. But like if I'm putting myself out there on Twitter or in Discord, that's still some form of way that somebody can, get a little bit more Velokk, you know what I mean? And so thinking about it like that and trying to, increase my discoverability is something that I'm trying to focus on. Not necessarily like I want to get partnered next year, or I want to be like, I want to have this many subscribers on YouTube or something like that. It's nothing like that. It's just putting myself in the right mindset to progress as a streamer, not necessarily looking at things and using those as stepping stones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think what Vel says is really good. Honestly, if you want to make it, you have to do a thing. You have to plan ahead, right? And if you do a 5-year plan, you look down the line, 1 year, 2 year, 3, whatever it is, have a plan, have a goal, But you have to hit those goals. If you're that serious, you hit those goals. You have to have milestones. Have these milestones. You make sure you hit these goals. You can't just have a goal and be like, I want to have 5,000 followers by whatever. How are you going to do it? You have to have milestones to hit these goals, So I worked corporate for like a long time. We all about milestones and charts and all this kind of crazy stuff, right? Timelines. So in order for you to hit these goals, these whatever your plans you are for 5, 3, whatever years, you have to have these little milestones you have to hit to make sure you hit these goals, right? Me, myself, I have no plan. After all that, I don't have a plan. I don't have a 5-year plan. I don't have a 1-month plan. I just have a daily plan. My daily plan is to just try and grow my community, make my community as tight-knit as possible, and then try and expand it a little bit. That's kind of like how I approach things now. like I'm blessed to be able to do this every day based off of like what I do off stream, and that's kind of how my mindset off stream is the same as it is when it comes to streaming. I kind of like serial entrepreneur, and I have no idea what I'll be into the next 5 years. Like a couple of my side business that I have going on, they just fell into my lap. Within a month, we're in it. So, and like you said, Twitch is dynamic, right? It's always changing. And because this platform is so dynamic, it's it changes every day. People come and go it's so hard to kind of plan in the future in terms of like what you want, but if you do plan, my advice is that you make sure you get some milestones, hit these small milestones to build up to your goal. Because if you don't make these milestones, you're going to be like, it's going to be a week from your 5-year anniversary and be like, yo, why am I not 5,000 followers? It's because you didn't hit these milestones. You didn't make it happen, like it's really on you, I don't think it's a wrong way to have a plan or not a plan, but I think whatever you choose to do, make sure you like actively pursue it, you can't sleep. It won't happen if you just, you got to make sure you actively do it.
If I could jump back in, my not having a plan is not what I would recommend at all if you're actually actively trying to grow. It is not going to. I am not so much as actively trying to grow as much as I am just trying to enjoy my time here. So sitting here doing nothing is not going to grow your community. That's why I don't even know the first day that I streamed on Twitch, because my plan was never to actually actively crazily grow, but it was to talk with other people and help other people out, not so much help myself out. So that's why you see me here. I don't even remember the last time I streamed other than on charity stream, because I love hanging out with people. So don't follow me, my plan, if you actually want to do anything.
Yeah, so we probably have a couple extremes here. We have, Spartan, who's more of like just does it for fun. Then we have Vel, who's like, he's trying to, this is livelihood, And then me and Sadomi fit somewhere in the middle, right? That's probably how it is here. So you hear like all spectrums of this conversation,
Right. And I like what you said about Don. I like how you said you can't sleep. There's a really common like quote. I want to say it was Gary Vee, but it could be literally any motivational speaker ever. Mm-hmm. That if you're not putting in the work, somebody else is. And it's so true, especially with something like this where, the real, like if all you do is stream, and the only time that you do grow is while you're streaming. And so that turns into the mindset of, well, I just need to stream more. But then there's still the issue of discoverability. And so I'm starting to realize that like that's why you need to put more content out there, because the grind isn't just streaming all the time. The grind is doing whatever you can to lead people to whatever it is that you want to do. You know what I mean? So like I'm doing this podcast. I'm hoping that it'll translate to something to do with my channel, obviously. You know what I mean? Like because streaming is what I want to be doing, and I enjoy doing this podcast, but you can't sleep, like just like Don said, because someone's already putting in way more work than you. Why are you going to let them beat you? You know what I mean? Like it like that's the level of competition that Twitch streaming is, like 100%. Anybody else got any?
Oh yeah. I think that, like I said, everyone works really, really in very different ways. I love Gary Vee. I think he works way too damn much. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, okay, cool. I thought cool.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to not like disregard family or anything in order to get successful or whatever successful. Like 100% he works too much. Totally agree with that. But like at the same time, like while you're watching Netflix, could you be doing something else instead? You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's one thing I like about one thing about my job that I do like, so I can I can learn while I'm also working. I put in headphones, listen to a Gary Vee podcast, listen to a Roberto Blake show, listen to a book or whatever it is, and I can just learn while doing that. And so that makes me feel better about it. And when it comes to everyone's different. Okay, my goals aren't Value's goals. My goals aren't Spartan goals. My goals aren't Don's goals. Everyone has different goals, and adjusting your own personal plan to that is the most important part you have to do. Because if I gave you my plan, most people would be like, "What the heck? No, what? Are you crazy?" But then if I saw Value's plan, I'd be like, "I'm a pass, dog." So it's like it's all depending on each people. Like for me personally, I want to get a career through broadcasting, but not necessarily through being a broadcaster. If you know what I mean by that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean that comes with, like things like just meeting people. Like always treat people with respect that you come across. Because like I've met somebody, obviously everybody, like most people here know King Robu, who works for Twitch Prime, and me and Sadomi actually have gotten to meet him at TwitchCon because he used to be a sponsored streamer with True Gaming back in the day. And getting to know that guy or whatever, like I met him a while ago, and like we talked a little bit, but other than that, like I didn't really speak to him too much until 2 years ago at TwitchCon or something like that. And then you start working on those connections with people, and like he's gotten me other opportunities, like going to stream at the Twitch Prime channel, things like that. Like if I didn't know him, there's no way I'd be there, because I was there like with partners that are like top tier content creators, and I'm like sitting here as an affiliate, like what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Like I'm like I'm like the scum of like the content creators that they have here. Like I'm low, you know what I mean? But like that happens all the time. Like I think even with Dr. Disrespect, like before he got big on Twitch, he was still doing streaming, but he actually got some jobs in the gaming industry because of his Twitch stream. You know what I mean? So like that's 100% the thing that you could be doing if you're networking properly and treating everybody well and not looking for a handout. You know what I mean? Because people will see that if you're just looking for a handout, but if they see that you're a genuine dude and you're good at something, then like Twitch streaming could totally lead to other jobs that aren't necessarily Twitch related. Just like you're saying, Sadomi. But I think let's move on to the next one. I think we got British Avenger who's probably ready, so we're gonna try this out. Hopefully, it works this time around. So let me see if I can get him in. British Avenger.
Hello. Hey.
Oh, there he is. Hell yeah.
Hey.
What's up, man?
Brett?
Nothing much. Early in podcast, you were talking about how Mixer's friendly family, like PG.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Twitch is going to get to the point where it's more popular? Because there's only like one tag for like PG streamers, and that's family, and I don't think a lot of people use it. I think like they just don't know about it, or like they just totally skip it. And the streamers I do see on it, they don't, like, most of them are not even English. Like the other ones are just like they're really high in like viewers for say. So like
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe like should I move to Mixer, because that's going to be like better for me, because maybe like Twitch, I don't know if it wants to move into the PG.
Okay.
Sort of like point.
So the question was, for anybody who didn't hear him, basically he's saying that Mixer seems to be much more family friendly. It's definitely something that they're advertising, as opposed to being on Twitch. There's not too many people who even use the family friendly tag or whatever it is, and so he's wondering if switching to Mixer is a good idea because they do advertise being more family friendly, and wondering if Twitch isn't necessarily going to go down that road. So we'll start with Sadomi this time. What do you think, man?
So the first thing I want you to think about, Britt, is not should I move platforms because I want to change my content, but instead what content can I put out right now to promote what I want to do in the future? Because I went from Twitch to Mixer, and that did nothing. Did literally nothing. And that is only because this is going to be kind of a harsh analogy. I don't want maybe to kind of get the wrong pressure from it, but if your house doesn't have any furniture in it, moving your house to a new location, you still have a house with no furniture. So
that's fantastic. That's a fantastic analogy. Not even kidding.
Yeah, so I'd say focus on making family-friendly content first and foremost, and then just like vomiting over everywhere you can post it, and then figure out what a platform. Because think about what a platform can do for you first before you move for a platform. So Twitch does support family-friendly content, but it's on a per stream basis, because if you know your stream is family friendly, everyone else who watches your stream, who are in your community, who watch your stream regularly, knows it's family friendly. People who just tune into your stream for the first time won't know that unless you have like things all around saying that we are. So having a command in chat saying, "Hey, we're family friendly," or having all your like, or just never ever having the impression that your stream isn't family friendly is most important. So before you think about switching platforms, think about making content first, and make sure it's static content. That's one thing about live stream that I personally hate. Once you stream, that stream's over and no one else can find it again. It's dead. No one's watching your VODs. No one, unless you're Amaranth and or like, yeah, no one's watching your VODs. So, I mean, no. Okay, who here? Okay, like no one watches VODs on Twitch. I'm pretty sure. Very few people, unless it's an event you really want to watch, or esports. Only time people watch VODs. So I say honestly, like I said, make content that is family friendly and post it everywhere. Make sure it's static content that will stay when we post it, and then just figure out if you should move from then or not. I think you might as well stay on Twitch at this point, just because from the numbers research I did, you have a bigger market share on Twitch. You have people who know you on Twitch already, and you already have a bigger network on Twitch. So moving to Mixer wouldn't do anything, in my opinion. For what I know about you, I think it would just probably hurt you. It wouldn't do anything like going forward. Maybe down the line, if you like what Mixer offering and you like what they're doing in the future, then yes. But right now, say just stay on Twitch and put your own like family friendly content out there. Make some like static videos, some static Twitter videos, and make sure everyone knows that you are family friendly, and you market that, and you beware of Kappa.
That's true. Don, what do you got, man?
Brother, what's up, Britt? How's it going, man? So I like I've kind of been on both sides, right? I think you should switch platforms. If you think Mixer is a good platform and you think it's better for what your content's going to be, then make a switch. Twitch does offer a family friendly tag as well. You're more than welcome to try that out as well. But I'm kind of, I was in your same boat for a little bit. I wasn't focusing on trying to do family friendly content, but I did. Britt, obviously, I stream on Twitch, right? But I did try Mixer for like a good 2-3 weeks. Try it out. Why not, right? But I found personally, my growth was no better than it was on Twitch. It was exactly the same. I thought by switching over to Mixer, there's less streamers. It's easy for me to stand out. I even brought a good viewer base from Twitch. Because they'll watch me where and what time doesn't matter. They'll watch me, and I found my growth to be no faster than it was on Twitch. Honestly, so if you make a switch, Britt, do it because you want to. Do it because you like Mixer better. Don't do it because you think it'll be a faster growth or a faster way to fame. Because my personal experience was the exact opposite. It was exactly the same. So if you switch to Mixer, do it because you like the platform, you like what it offers, and if you want more family-friendly stuff, then I would suggest a switch. But if you kind of just want to do it for growth, I'm not saying don't try it out. You definitely should try it out, but don't go in there thinking that it's going to be accelerate your growth at all. You know what I mean? It's going to be the same grind. It's going to be hard. It's going to be stressful. Same as Twitch.
Right. Spartan, you got anything, man?
So this kind of brings up my own kind of gripe with the way the advertisers, with different things like YouTube, Twitch, stuff like that. There are too many companies that are so afraid of mature type streams, where there are a bunch of companies out there that should be marketing to mature streams, like Black Rifle Coffee. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but they could do a really, really good job of advertising with that company, with mature streams. Companies like that, where like a lot of people in the veteran community, there are a lot of veteran-owned businesses out there that aren't afraid to throw a few F words around, especially in their commercials that they make. That would be perfect for like advertising revenue and everything else. Because there are a lot of people, especially like myself, that aren't afraid of a couple F words around. And it kind of grabs your attention in some sort of like commercials like that. So I really wish that there was a way that Twitch could find a better way to market their mature side of things to advertisers that are maybe looking for that type of mature content. So, but as far as your situation, British, I don't want to say yes, you should just go ahead and swim. Yes, I do know that Mixer is having, if you're looking to make your content more family friendly and you feel like you're going to have a better reach of your family friendly content on that platform, I would recommend doing that then. But otherwise, what I was just thinking just completely disappeared. But if you think that's what's going to make your content, I don't want to say make your content better, but give you a better reach with your content, it's not going to hurt to try.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing to think about is like, even though Mixer does advertise that they're family friendly, like Director Nasty said in the chat, kids aren't even really watching family friendly streamers. It's a tag for advertisers. It's also a tag for parents. You know what I mean? Like parents who want to make sure their kids watching stuff that's not terrible, but like eventually, if that kid really does want to watch something that's like that they're not supposed to, like how many people here actually listen to their parents and didn't watch things that they weren't supposed to? Exactly. So like it doesn't really matter like what the stance is from the actual platform. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's like what you have to look at is like what's the demand for that actual tag? Like who's requesting that? You know what I mean? Like how many people that actually go onto Twitch to watch Twitch or Mixer or anything, what percent of them are actually looking for family friendly as opposed to who really doesn't care, whether like that person doesn't even have to swear themselves in order to not care necessarily. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a very small group of people that watch live streamers that 100% do like that. They watch the content and they don't want you to swear at all. I do feel like it's mostly something to, for parents to get some sort of control over what their kid is watching, which I do agree with. I think that parents, should have that option, but you have to like think past that and think how many people are actually looking for this kind of content. I don't think it's worth switching 100% over to a different service or a different platform just because of that. I think that trying it out and trying to be family friendly on both is smart if that's something that you want to do. Don't force yourself to be family friendly if you don't want to, just for the sake of growth. Don't, like Don was saying, don't switch platforms just for the sake of growth, because that's not necessarily the best way around anything. Always make the content that you want to on whatever platform you think best suits you, not for growth, but for content, because content's what matters. If the content's good, the growth will happen. Nail
on the head. Really big braining right now.
Britt, do you have any thoughts about that at all, man? Any follow-up questions or anything?
No.
So we crush is what you're saying.
I mean, you could say that.
Wow, dude. All right, get him out of here.
You hit the nail with a boulder.
You hit the nail with a sniper shot.
Take it easy, Brett. Thanks for the question, man. Oh, he gone. Okay. A very good question for sure, because there obviously are a lot of people that that see family friendly streamers, and but then you have to think about streamers like Tim the Tatman and Ninja, who used to be family friendly and obviously are definitely not now, and some of them have even like grown in viewers since doing so. So I don't think it has any negative effect, like in the grand scheme of things, to not be family friendly. But it's all based on just the content that you want to make. So we have a question from Leo Gaiman YT. He says, when you first became an affiliate on Twitch, did you ever think that you would have a large channel / community by this point? So we'll start with Spartan, because you've already kind of talked on this a little bit.
So when I first started, everyone, when they first start, they're like, oh yeah, this is going to be awesome. I make so much money. Maybe not actually so much money, but I'm going to get so big and so crazy. Yes, I think at that point I probably did have, an inkling that I thought I was going to be so crazy big, but that's just not the way it works. Unless you go a thing about English is hard. I don't want to say that I guess I kind of thought I would have sort of a large community, but I didn't keep up with what my ideas were. And I changed the way that I had now. I went from trying to become greatest best guy to having fun and enjoying my time on Twitch. Then I'm not saying that you can't have fun and enjoy your time being a content creator and having a huge 5-year plan. There's nothing wrong with that. But I mean, I think I'm kind of overthinking the question.
Okay.
So I guess I would say yes, but that didn't happen.
Okay. All right. Don?
So I started in January of this year. So going on like 10 months now or something like that, 10, 11 months. And so when I first started streaming, I didn't think it'd be, I could hit affiliate no problem because I have a lot of friends that watch me, and that my friends support me. Now, did I think I would have a large channel community by this point? I honestly, like, this kind of goes back to like Sadomi's question earlier about planning ahead. I had no idea. Like I had zero expectations on how big or small my channel would be by this time, and it's kind of hard to predict that in the first place, But to answer your question, I'm going to say no. I didn't think I'd have a community as big as mine. I didn't think I would have such a supportive like group of people to watch me like as I do right now, So I'm very thankful for that, The good thing about not having expectations about what you're doing when it comes to streaming is that I feel like you appreciate more things, and you get disappointed a whole lot less, and things are more genuine, So I didn't think that I would, become this, not big, but I would be at this point, Do I have further to go? I got way further to go, but I didn't think I'd be at this point. And honestly, I'm like pleasantly surprised of where I'm at, Could I be bigger? Could my channel be bigger? Could my Discord be bigger? Sure. But at the same time, it could be a lot smaller. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate what I have right now. I'm thankful for anyone that's been along my journey. Yeah, that's kind of my answer to that question.
Okay. Sadomi?
So as you guys know, I like to frame all my questions, all my answers. So we'll give you a little quick backstory. My first ever stream was in 2010 or 2011. I forgot when. First ever, back before it was easy to stream. Back then, it was a pain in the butt. I wasn't on Twitch. I was on a platform called Livestream.tv. Did that for a bit. I had a community there. It was good until it wasn't. And then I took that knowledge going forward into my current era of streaming. When I started in 2017, I started in April. I had just quit my job because I couldn't stand it anymore. It's about to jump off the cliff of a parking garage. That's a whole other story. Started streaming just for fun. It was like something I was going to do because Persona 5 came out. And I was like, cool, I'm going to play this game. I'm going to stream it because why not? And then one thing turned to another, and I started streaming. I got affiliate when it first got announced. And then someone bought me a pizza. My friend April brought me a pizza. And then my brain was like, yeah, I don't got to go to work. I'm good. And so I thought that streaming, I was an idiot. I thought that streaming and doing this, I just streamed and made like a video, like a half-ass video. I would just go on an up streak like this continually, and then like got some donations here and there, and I was like kept feeding that in, and then reality hit, and like that didn't keep coming as steadily, and then my brain just kind of didn't really think ahead, and that's one thing I'm learned from right now. Like, I'm glad I failed like that when I did, because right now the knowledge I gained from that, the experience I gained from that is immeasurable. So to answer the question directly, did I think I was going to have a huge community? Oh, I thought I was going to be the next freaking Summit. Not even going to lie. It was going to take me like a year and a half. I was going to be full-time making $50K a year on just like donations alone, get some advertisement deals. I thought I was hot shit, but I wasn't. So... And you will get that. Your head will get big just because, when something is good, unless you stay grounded intentionally. And it's hard to stay grounded, especially if you don't know. Sorry. It's hard to stay grounded unless, Spartan, I hate you. It's hard to stay grounded when your co-hosts have the funniest water bottle in the world. But yeah, in other words, I thought I was going to be pretty famous, but didn't happen. Am I grateful for what I have now? I always want more. That's how I am. I want more. I want more. Not that what I have isn't cool. It's cool and all, but you know, it could be cool if I had more. So that's how I feel about it. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I mean, like when I first started streaming, like affiliate wasn't even a thing. So I like when I got affiliate, it was like just over a year into streaming, I think. And I like you always have like this idea of like how cool it would be to be, you know, like one of the streamers. Like when I first started watching Twitch, I was watching Tim the Tatman. I remember thinking like, how awesome would it be to be able to play like CS:GO and just have like a bunch of people watching you, just enjoying like the content and just hanging out with you and just having fun. You know what I mean? Because that's an amazing thing when you like get to experience something like that, even just as a viewer. Like just some of those like small things that can happen in a channel like are just great. And so like I remember thinking like how great it would be to be like that for sure, but I never expected anything. I never was like, oh, I'm going to be like this in like this amount of time or whatever. But I think everybody has those thoughts. If you don't, then I think you're actually lying. Like whether or not you actually like want to be the next biggest streamer or whatever, like I think everybody still has those thoughts on like what if, you know what I mean? But you should never expect it. You should just, you know, kind of roll with it, do your thing, like make the grind and just push forward always, no matter how much you grow or how much you've lost. Because like even me, I've been streaming for over 3.5 years and I've had a bunch of peaks, I've had a bunch of dips and plateaued for a while, you know. So Leo, I hope that answers your question. We have time for I think one more. We got it from Iculus HFB. He says, I'm having a hard time with growth recently and have been stagnant ever since reaching affiliate. What are your guys' viewpoints on stream coaching, and do you think it's worth the investment? Who wants to start this one?
I'll start.
All right.
So actually, I won a contest recently that Ashley Christ gave out, where she was giving a I think someone else sponsored it, but to do her program. You guys know Ashley Christ. She's one of the most prolific stream coaches on the whole platform right now, and it's a $500 6-week course. And the first thing I have to say to anybody who's considering stream coaching is, if it's in the budget, I don't see why not. Keyword, if it's in the budget. If you're making $1 million a year, $500 for coaching is not anything. If your monthly paycheck is $800 and your rent is $690, then maybe that's not the best course of action for you because, you know, finances. But I will never turn down an opportunity for people to improve themselves, because the one thing is, and school like education system in America sucked for telling you this, but what you learn can never be taken away from you. And what you learn is the most important thing in determining how successful you can be. So if it's in the budget, I say do it. If you don't like it, find out. Well, also don't go. I'm not going to lie. Don't come to me for stream coaching. I'm not qualified. Okay. Go to people who make sense for it to do it. Don't go to Joe Blow, who has 10 followers on Twitter and has about 1 video on YouTube, and be like, yeah, I'm offering $50 for coaching services. Like, what are they going to tell you? What are they going to tell you? So make sure it's with the right people, the right group, and make sure it's in your budget. Don't go hungry just for stream coaching. There's a lot of free resources out there where you can learn. There's a lot of books. And also, number one thing too, don't look for stream resources. Look for business and marketing books. That's really the key, because a lot of streamers, I hate saying this, but it's true. A lot of streamers have zero business sense. Zero. So it's because there's two different parts of the brain. There's a creative side and like a business side. I know Don probably knows this too. You can probably like keep them together, but for the most part, there's a lot of free resources. There's a library. Your public library is probably your best bet. There's a lot of books by Gary Vee, a lot of books by other social media entrepreneurs. Everything you need is in there at the library. So if you don't want to pay for the coaching yourself, that's tailored to you, make your own coaching program through your resources, internet and the library. Perfect.
Don?
Yeah. So I'm assuming, he's talking about more of like, stream coaching in terms of like just the coaching for your stream, not in terms of like, marketing and business stuff. So I'm still going to cover that already. I'll just go straight into like the Twitch, more like, so I think that honestly, I've never had a stream coach. I don't know what it's like to have a stream coach, but I don't think you have to pay for a stream coach. You can kind of be your own coach. I was my own coach. I'm not saying I'm the best streamer in the entire world, not even close, but I watch my own VODs. That's a good way to self-reflect and see how you're doing, I watch a lot of YouTube videos. Like Sadomi said, there's a lot of good free resources out there, YouTube is a great resource for anything, especially Twitch streaming. There's a million videos out there, pick the one that you think best fits you, right? With a stream coach, I'm not sure how it works, because everyone has their own style, like I'm different than Sadomi's different than Vel versus Spart. We're all different, and but there are some basic things to help your stream in terms of like aesthetics. You can probably look up on YouTube. So me personally, I think the best stream coach is yourself. See what someone's doing, right? See if you can best mimic it. If that's what you want to go for. Best make your stream look like theirs or appear like theirs or whatnot. But in terms of also the other question is, not the question, your statement was like, you're kind of stagnant after affiliate, you just got to keep on grinding, honestly. Keep on doing you. You hit affiliate for a reason, right? Yeah, you just keep on going. Like Twitch growth doesn't happen overnight. We all know this, it slowly happens, and with a little bit of luck sprinkled in, something might happen, But me personally, I think you can be your own coach. I don't think you need a stream coach, Be your own coach first. Try and, self-reflect, be your best critic, and then if that doesn't work out, then maybe look into a stream coach then, you know what I mean? But try and be your own first, I think.
All right. Spartan, you got anything on this one, man?
So one thing I do want to point out, I did post in chat, True does actually have English, does actually have a stream coaching program ourselves.
Yep.
I did put the link in chat. It is for any of you that are listening on other platforms at another time. There is also the URL is truestreaming.tv. That is the link to the streaming program that we have. It is kind of hard when you're first starting off. Yeah, words are. And I have personally used the True Streaming coaching program myself when it was first coming out. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see Still Music coach.
Yeah. One day.
And when I was actively trying to grow my brand, it was helping. So I would, if you're looking to even try getting into having a coach, I would highly recommend True's, and not just to kind of keep plugging it True, but seriously, it will do something.
Right. I've actually used stream coaches before, and I will say that they're very, very useful as long as the price point fits what you can afford. Like Sadomi said, don't break that bank account. It's not worth. Nothing that you get out of a coach is going to be worth going broke for. But if you can't afford it, there are tips that they'll give you that are super, super useful. Like when I did have a stream coach, some of the things that were told to me really did help and really did make sense. What I will say is that you want to find a coach that fits the stream that you're trying to have. Don't just get a coach just because they're successful on Twitch, because they're only gonna know their form of being a Twitch streamer. You know what I mean? So like if I were to get, let's say, Shroud, and we'll do, I don't know, somebody like maybe PewDiePie or whatever for any sort of coaching. Like they both have different paths and totally different styles of content. And so they're going to give you totally different answers. And sorry. So basically just try to find that coach that fits you, and because they're going to know what's best for you and your channel. But I do think it's worth it. There are things that, sometimes you just don't see that can be, told to you straight up and like just really, really benefit you. I mean, anybody who does anything and wants to be successful at it usually gets some sort of coach or training on it. So what makes Twitch any different, But I think coaching is a very viable thing as long as it fits to your bank account.
And I have one last thing to add on to that too, about when it comes like financially. So if you think about it in a business sort of sense, if let's say you have a $500 course, that $500 course brings you $1,000 in profit, then in the long run, I think it's worth it. But again, you don't want to be like starving yourself to get a coaching program. especially if you're not like, if you're already like sitting at 0 viewers, it's not worth it to do that to bring you up to, let's say, a better. It's hard because I don't know. You don't want to bring it up to where it's not that big of a difference if it's that heavy for you. But if you have the options to do it and it's not that big of a deal for you, like if you're rich, if you make like 100K a year and you're living like super frugally and you're like, I want to splurge on something. Maybe instead of going to a convention that you're not on the fence about going, use it for streaming coaching. There you go. But like I said, you want to make sure your situation is good first and foremost, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people struggle with Twitch or streaming in general is it's hard to see a return on the money you spend and the time you spend on Twitch. You spend $500 here, you don't see the return. It's very hard to track this stuff, and I think mentally it's hard for a lot of people to kind of like get over that bridge, because we spend a lot of time off stream and on stream on Twitch, and we can't put our return into numbers. It's very hard. It's something that everyone struggles with.
Yeah, for sure. I hope that answered your question for you, Aculus. I think that's about it for what we're going to do today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. It went way smoother than I thought it was going to go for my first time doing this, to be honest. And I appreciate you guys helping me out here. So we're going to do our sign-offs here. Spartan, what can you tell us, man?
Well, I'd like to thank you for letting me come on the show today. It was a really awesome experience. I had a lot of fun. Shout out to Totally Not Dasani. I do think that we are going to miss the bucket on the stream, though, unfortunately.
I'll have to get one.
Yeah, we're going to have to get you one of those. But, I had a lot of fun. So that's that.
Thanks for being here, man. Where can people find you again?
You can find me at twitch.tv/SpartanBL. On Twitter, it's Twitter, or my handle, or whatever you want to call it on Twitter is, I think, XSpartanBLX. I don't do a lot on Twitter, but I do a lot more hanging out on Twitch. I do a little bit of stuff on Twitter, but that's about it.
Okay. All right. Don?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Vel. I mean, I'm glad to be here for your very first show. I think it went well, and it can only go from here, honestly. So, guys, you can find me at DonTranX on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, or wherever. I stream FPS games, mainly Rainbow Six. I go live every weekday around 11 a.m. CST. I will be live right after this.
Awesome. Sadomi?
Perfect. Everyone, my name is Sadomi, spelled Sadomi. You can find me on Twitch under that username and on Twitter under Sadomi TV. And also, everyone in the chat right now.
Oh, you're muted.
And we're out.
Okay.
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
All right. So, anyway, everyone, my name has been Sadomi, spelled Sadomi. You can catch me on Twitter at Sadomi TV. Or on Twitch at twitch.tv/Sadomi, Sadomi. Usually I'm not muted on stream too often. So that's a benefit. Also posted my link to my Discord in the stream, in the Twitch chat just now. So if you're in chat, you want to keep talking about StreamKey, please go there and go to my daily discussion channel. I'll be in there all day having a discussion about everything we talked about here. And again, I just want to say, Vel, you did a damn good job. I'm proud of you and I'm excited to have you as the main host of StreamKey.
Thanks, homie.
I can't wait to get back on again.
Appreciate you, man. So with that being said, I'm Velokk_TV. That's the same on everything. VELOKK_TV on Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat that I don't use. Twitch, obviously.
TikTok.
And TikTok. I do have a TikTok. I haven't used it yet, but eventually I'll use it. I promise. But yeah. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to hit us up at stream_key, I believe, on Twitter. Ask your questions there. You can join up in the Discord. Do !boy Discord in the chat. And if you also have any other questions that you want to get answered even faster, you can reach out to any of the people who are on this panel right now. All pretty informative people that know what they're doing. So thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. So we're signing off with
I know what I'm
who
doing.
wants to say it?
Blaze
Blaze up.
There you go. Signing off. Take it easy, homies.